in the town of Marriage. People spoke in hushed voices about the house on Cinder Street. It had been empty for 40 years, its windows blinded with dust, its front gate hanging open like a mouth waiting to swallow the curious. Children dared one another to step inside, but none ever lasted longer than a few seconds before fleeing in terror. Eleanor, a historian with a stubborn streak, didn't believe in superstitions. She arrived in Marriage with notebooks, lanterns, and the determination to uncover why the house had been abandoned. The locals told her the same tale. A family had vanished there overnight, leaving their supper half-eaten on the table, their chairs overturned as if they had leapt from them in fear. No bodies were ever found. When Eleanor pushed open the warped front door, the air felt strangely heavy, as though she'd stepped into deep water. The wallpaper had peeled in strips, curling like dried leaves, and the smell of soot lingered despite no fire having burned for decades. Her lantern's light flickered, shadows twitching along the walls. She sat up in the dining room, where the table still stood, plates coated in dust, cups frozen mid-meal. But as she scribbled her notes, a faint sound reached her ears, the scrape of a chair leg across the floor. She froze, staring at the table. The chair at the head was no longer tucked in. Eleanor told herself it was her imagination. She returned to her writing, but the noises grew bolder, cutlery rattling, a soft whisper like breath against glass, the steady thud of footsteps on the ceiling. Above her, though the upper floor, sagged under age and emptiness. Finally, she lifted her lantern and climbed the staircase, each step groaning as if warning her away. At the top, the hallway stretched too long, impossibly longer than the outside of the house should allow. Doors lined the corridor, but every handle she touched was icy, every lock unyielding except one. The last door creaked open, revealing a room filled with mirrors, their surfaces clouded yet faintly reflective. She raised her lantern, and in the glass she saw not herself, but the family that had vanished standing stiffly, eyes wide, mouths open in a silent scream. One by one, their reflections turned their heads toward her. Eleanor staggered back, but the door slammed shut behind her. The lantern sputtered and died, leaving her in darkness. In the mirrors, faint glimmers remained, faces pressed closer, hands pushing against the glass as if begging her to join them. The next morning, the locals noticed the door to the Cinder Street house was closed again. Some swore they saw a new face among the frozen family in the mirrors, though no one dared go close enough to be certain.